Hi, Robin here, going to look at computer and related legislation. This is for the OCR level computer science, going to look at Copyright Designs and Patents Act of 1988. It's worth noting that even though this law is quite old, it obviously still applies very much to today, and ultimately is governing the right for people like artists, filmmakers, book writers, authors, sculptors, etc. to have the right to their creativity and the ideas that they had. And therefore, even though the law is quite old, it very much is appropriate and to today's actions. And certainly with the impact of AI, he's becoming ever more a law that's being tested on kind of generative AI, and therefore what is being used to train AI. And is that the work of the creatives, and should that be their entitlement, or is it the computer that's generating that idea? And this is certainly a battleground, if you like, for where this law applies fully and how it can be used. And that's ultimately for the courts to still fully decide, really, in many ways. So the law ultimately is there to stop the flouting of copyright. An interesting aspect to this is that the law has been used to request that ISPs, so internet service providers, have actually not allowed access to certain websites that are intending to commit a crime. And there's kind of an interesting twist to that, in as much as that rather than actually stopping the website themselves, you stop people's access to that website, and into doing so you then prevent the website being able to be used for piracy, etc. Again, it's something that the music industry particularly has suffered with this, where music was being streamed for free and being shared for free, and obviously that meant that the original artists weren't making any money out of their creativity, and that's caused all sorts of issues as a result. Again, under this act, it's an offence to do any of the following: so to copy work, to rent and lend it out, to make issues, to broadcast it without that permission, without the sort of right to sort of use that work, and the request like permissions from the original creator. Things you can do with this work, though, so for educational purposes where no profit's being made, you certainly can use work. So perhaps your teacher in a lesson may use an image or play a sound or whatever it might be to demonstrate a purpose. There's been various sort of situations in law where, for example, a song has had part of it used as a sample within another song. Well, your teacher could play that to you, and even though that's playing in a public environment, they're not making money out of that. It's there to demonstrate a point. So that's allowed. Whereas to play that song in a bar or an entertainment venue, you're doing it to keep the entertainment going and keep the interest for the customer there, and therefore that is for a profit benefit, and therefore you need the correct permissions and licenses to play that music in that environment. Again, you can produce backup copies for your own personal use, and therefore you can sort of use sort of sounds for, say, non-profit organisations as well, such as a club or a society, where it may be. So there are still permissions within this about what's appropriate and about when it's acceptable to use certain things. There are sanctions at hand. You can receive up to 2 years in prison for doing this, and also be liable to any damages, which obviously, if that's impacted on their ability to earn money from that thing, could be quite significant as a result of that, couldn't they? So again, very modern in many ways, and like I say, the big sort of area for this is AI and the usage of it. Okay, well, thank you for watching. I hope you found that useful. Please do contact me at all if you've got any questions, and please do like and subscribe. It really does help me to help others. So thank you for watching.